Rural Electrification Authority, lighting up rural Kenya. Rural Electrification Authority has invested 34 billion shillings so far to get electricity to the rural areas countrywide where thousands of Kenyans live. Now, more public institutions, trading centers, schools, health centers are getting connected to electricity. So far, Rural Electrification Authority has connected over 60% of all public institutions. By 2013, more than 1 million households will have electricity. Rural Electrification Authority, lighting up rural Kenya.
Want to know the latest innovation in engineering? Are you curious about how technology and machinery works? The Kenya Engineer has answers for you. We are an authoritative journal covering engineering stories in Kenya and across East Africa. Log on to www.kenyaengineer.co.ke and get the latest on engineering jobs and tenders. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and join the amazing world of engineering. Kenya Engineer, demystifying engineering.
Awesome. Brought to you by Kenya Engineer and Rhino Cement, building Africa. Roads and infrastructure is a vital factor in the economic growth of a country. The accessibility of the market, the centers, and the links between major trade centers are made easier through road transport. Today, road transport is by far the most common and affordable mode of transport for many Kenyans. Engineers have been in the forefront in the development of roads and are involved in practically every stage of the development.
Roads is actually a major infrastructure and economy enabler.
Infrastructure was a main concern for the development and is still a main concern for the development of this country. And infrastructure is entirely the responsibility of engineers. And some of the milestones you have seen, for example, the most recent one is a celebrated Thika Highway in its modern form. We think that is one of the main milestones we have actually achieved as engineers in this country.
I would say the Kenyan engineers are very particular and they tailor-make their request to suit the Kenyan roads, giving us the initiative to improve our technology. So they are the initiators of technology.
The decision to construct a road begins from the basic research and design stage. Research engineers, civil engineers, architects, structural engineers, mechanical engineers, and other engineers work as a team to ensure that the road constructed is necessary, safe, and long-lasting.
Over the years, there has been a major development of local professionals to an extent that all the projects you see, in fact, including the flagship Thika Superhighway, has been done by Kenyan engineers. And the Kenyan engineers are so highly valued, not just in this country, and not just the East African region, but even in the diaspora. We have over 3,000 registered professional engineers in this country, working in all sectors, who have received the highest levels of training and have been exposed to a wide range of experience to enable them to handle virtually every project in this country and beyond.
The engineers understand that economic growth of a town or a center is highly dependent on the links to other centers and mobility of people, goods, and services. This has necessitated the planning and construction of major roads and highways as links to major towns and industrial centers.
The Kenyan engineers have really performed very well. They have been involved in all sectors of development, be it in development of roads, airports, ports, buildings, dams, or infrastructure. And of course, the university education has really expanded.
Apart from the economic benefits, the engineers have put into consideration the environmental and social impacts of the roads.
We have partnered with one contractor and we are putting labels on the road. Just before you reach the black spot, red in color, alerting you that there's a black spot coming up. Then towards, as you approach the black spot, we have made sure that we'll do the proper markings using thermoplastic, white and yellow in between. We have tried to participate in the country's road safety by ensuring we give up to standard and high quality road marking products that keep up with the technology.
Today, the total road network consists of 182,800 kilometers, with classified roads comprising 35%.
Kenya has undertaken quite a number of projects around the country. As a national authority, we work throughout the country. Thika Road comes to mind first and foremost. We have Mombasa Road between Mombasa and Malaba. We have several contracts which we have implemented. Currently we have 3 on that corridor. We've done 3 Vanamanga. We are working Isiolo, Moyale, and there are a host of other projects we're doing around the country.
The Thika Superhighway is Kenya's biggest road project to be completed.
As far as development in roads here, there's been a massive development, without doubt. When you look at what they call the superhighway, and we need more of that. But where are we going to get the funds from?
The Lamu Port, Southern Sudan, Ethiopia Transport, also known as the Lapsset Corridor Project, is expected to open up coast, eastern and northern Kenyan regions and enable the country to exploit the vast resources in a bid to propel the country into a medium-income economy by 2030. The Lapsset project will link the country to its northern neighbors, Ethiopia and South Sudan. The project is critical for transforming the economies of Kenya, Ethiopia, and South Sudan.
Lamu Port, when it was started, Lapsset, we didn't have oil. We had not discovered oil. We were doing it for Sudan and Ethiopia. And lo and behold, it's our project. Lapsset, with all the oil in Turkana, now serves Kenya, probably even more than it does South Sudan and Ethiopia. Nonetheless, it was a very visionary project, a depth of 18 meters without any dredging, as opposed to Mombasa where we have to dredge to minus 15. This is a natural harbor, so big ships can come without any problems, without limitation of a channel, like Mombasa, without Likoni ferry. So entry and exit into the port very easily. And then of course, a flat ground where you can have millions of acres to stack containers and carry out logistical operations, as opposed to Mombasa, which is tight and has limited growth.
As a corridor, it will have road, rail, power, pipeline, and all these facilities. And basically, it's a corridor, a development corridor. Because when you look at the Mombasa, Kisumu or Mombasa, Uganda rail, we've seen most of the development has been along that corridor. Because the road is there, the pipeline is there, the rail is there. The same will happen along the Lapsset. So it's something actually which will open up the northern part of this country.
Uhuru Highway is also set to undergo major renovation by building an elevated road or flyover. The highway will include proper pedestrian pavements, service roads, and a modern stormwater drainage system. The engineers were involved in the design plans for these projects. In part 2, we look into the road networks and the continued effort by engineers to ensure safety and longevity of roads in Kenya.
Want to know the latest innovation in engineering? Are you curious about how technology and machinery works? The Kenya Engineer has answers for you. We are an authoritative journal covering engineering stories in Kenya and across East Africa. Log on to www.kenyaengineer.co.ke and get the latest on engineering jobs and tenders. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and join the amazing world of engineering. Kenya Engineer, demystifying engineering.
Every inch, every minute, every second, we chip away at finding inspiration to reimagine luxury, making the colors of earth and sunset skies into rich interior accents, or putting the beauty of a forest in the palm of your hands. It will take you to another place, wherever you happen to be. Made with pride, crafted with passion. This is the new 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It is the best of what we're made of.
For a road to be considered effective, engineers ensure that it is durable and has low maintenance. This has led to debates on which is the best material for road construction.
There has been claims that concrete roads are cheaper or equal costs, comparative costs. It's not true. Concrete roads are expensive. The advantage is, of course, that the maintenance is much less. And I'm sure that you, like me, are sick to death of driving on pothole roads. And even with the defects in some of the concrete roads which are being constructed of late, they're still, I think, far superior to bituminous roads. It's all down to money, but the fact is we're still a relatively poor country, and to look at concrete in greater detail, I think we need money.
According to engineering experts, concrete roads last longer and have a low maintenance cost.
In Kenya today, the classified roads are just merely 64,000 kilometers, and of which only 14% are bitumen. Can you imagine if then tomorrow we have a paradigm shift and say all our roads will be concrete? What that will mean to the economy? One, the roads will be long lasting. Two, there will be reduction in maintenance cost, but with an upfront investment that will actually give the long-term benefit. As ARM, you can see all our facilities. We have invested in concrete roads so that we can actually reap in the long term. And we want this translated to the national platform, so that the national platform, the roads engineers, the Ministry of Roads will actually think of the long-term investment today so that the country can benefit, the vehicle motorists can benefit, and the economy will benefit in the long run. We are spending a lot of money in maintaining asphalt and bitumen roads, which hardly last you through 20-25 years. As in contrast, concrete roads will actually last you 35 to 50 years. The difference of 20 years in no maintenance at all is enough to do all the other roads without really having to invest more money.
Bitumen roads, on the other hand, are cheaper to construct but are high maintenance.
Bitumen and concrete serve well. In fact, in other areas they serve in combination. You do the concrete down to make it smooth, you put the bitumen. What we do in Kenya currently is flexible pavement. Our design life is 15 to 20 years. If we can predict accurately and we know our traffic, then we can move to rigid pavements, concrete, where you have a design life now running to 50 years. So that design life is a major difference. And then of course the properties are different, but either can serve. But again, the initial capital outlay is normally much higher for the concrete, but that you'd weight against the 40 years vis-a-vis 15 to 20 years on the current payments you're doing.
Engineers have conducted research to convince stakeholders on the benefit of such roads. Cement roads are said to last longer and have low maintenance costs. Road safety in Kenya is a systematic process that strives to reduce the occurrence and severity of traffic accidents. Engineers have discovered that the key to increasing safety depends greatly on design, material used, and road maintenance.
The most challenging thing are the road accidents. 3,000 Kenyans, or let's say people, some of them are not Kenyans, dying due to road accidents every year. It's not acceptable at all. And most of them out of avoidable situations that are completely avoidable. And as a result of carelessness, I don't care attitude by both the passengers and motorists. We have ongoing radio campaigns, TV campaigns, mainly to create a level of awareness to our listeners and all road users on the importance of safety on our roads.
The link between road safety, road visibility, and road markings is that you'll see one of the factors that causes accidents is poor visibility. And now road marking comes in that it tries to guide the driver on which lane to stay on. It warns an individual of upcoming hazards.
Road safety is a major concern. We are trying signage, we are trying road marking, we are trying physical barriers. You can see the police speed, the checks. All this is supposed to help us to improve. Drunken driving, you can see the alcohol. All that is supposed to help us. We all have to work together to ensure that we are all safe.
Technological advancements in engineering have made it possible to have new and improved designs, construction methods, and low-maintenance roads.
We are talking about road construction. Initially, we know the construction that was going on. We could not think of having overpasses and underpasses or intersections. But now you can see with the new technology that we are using, we can now build even 3 levels of roads. In fact, the second level is now coming. The road being built, which will be built from Nyayo Stadium all the way to Westlands, will actually be two levels of road construction. And so really, some of these technologies which have been developed in other countries, we in Kenya are adopting them to ensure that we have to standard with the technology.
Maintenance is a major component of infrastructure. Once you open a road like Thika Superhighway, you must then ensure that you have a right maintenance program from the word go, in terms of keeping the drains open, replacement of guardrails, replacement of street lighting. So maintenance is not a one-off thing, it's a continuous process. From the time you open the road, you need it to be looked at, inspected on a regular basis, ensure that whatever can damage the road is taken care of before it deteriorates.
When designing, engineers have to put to consideration the human traffic and the vehicle dynamics and most appropriate location and path.
Those of you who have looked at thicker roads, we've come to vertical walls. This is a technology which has been used in other countries. Previously, you'd see that we build with the soil and it goes and takes acres and acres of land. As you come into urban areas where the land is scarce, we've now adopted this kind of construction. Not really new, but we are doing it here for the first time. We've seen some of the machines which have come in, laser-based or GPS-based, so there is general improvement. Since we use international contractors, the technology obtaining out there is coming in. Whenever we have an international contractor coming in, he comes in with that technology. We've tried things like bitumen mixed with water and on the Maimahiu Narok Road. So there are these technologies that are coming in, which we are also trying to absorb into our construction industry.
The engineers must determine the size and weight of the vehicles that will use the roads to ensure the road lasts longer. They have to give specific designs and measurements to ensure that the vehicles can negotiate turns and curves with maximum stability and ease. So they have to put into consideration the speed limits, traffic volume, number of lanes, intersections, and so on. An effective road is determined by the ease with which the road users use the roads. With the experience and technical background of our engineers, Kenya is better placed to improve its road networks. The increased road coverage is an indication that we are headed towards the right direction. In efforts to increase road safety, the electrical engineers have come on board to provide power solutions in the form of lighting for increased visibility. Increased visibility while on the road has been seen to reduce road carnage in Kenya.
When we look at roads, I think there's a great opportunity for street lighting and flood lighting to enhance security. And now with cameras coming in every major city, you'll need good lighting levels to curb the crime. With our principles, we are able to give solutions for road lighting.
7 years back, in the Kenyan market, we used to use a conventional road marking paint, the liquid one. The liquid, when you apply it on the road, you use a brush and manpower. Someone bends and starts painting. And that paint has a lifespan of 3 months. From the day you apply it to the day you need to apply it again. Then they came up a need to do less maintenance on the road so that there's no disruption of traffic. Also, it's cost saving. So we came up with a product called thermoplastic and short named it Thermoline. So the difference in this product is that once you apply it, it's granule. So you heat it and it melts, then you apply it on the tarmac while it's hot. So it sinks in a bit inside the tarmac, then the tarmac holds it in place. So this product, you'll find that the service life is 3 years as compared to 3 months for the other one. So you'll find that there is no traffic disruption all the time, and the cost of always being on the road doing maintenance is not there.
The numerous road projects that are now taking place will increase trade links for Kenya and as a result improve on its economic prospects and growth.
I do expect that we are going to have cities where movements from one place and another one can actually be faster than it is today. Most of the cities in the world get congested through the traffic. And I think technology is going to make it possible that you don't need to drive a car all the time. You can have other alternative means of movement. And when you do that, you're also going to make the lives of people in the cities much, much better and healthier. The sort of fumes that we consume in a traffic jam, for example, people have never said to think about it. But it's hazardous. You are sitting there for 3 hours in a jam. Imagine the fumes you actually breathe in. So these are matters that engineers are looking at. How can we be able to remove and purify the air so that our people can be able to live a little bit better? So I believe we are going to look at sustainability through technology. We are going to ensure that with a growing population, we continue enjoying a good quality of life through engineering innovations and also have enough for the future generations to come.
On the final episode, we discuss energy as a component of all the sectors and how Kenya plans to meet its increasing energy demands. Awesome. Brought to you by Kenya Engineer and Rhino Cement. Building Africa.
Want to know the latest innovation in engineering? Are you curious about how technology and machinery works? The Kenya Engineer has answers for you. We are an authoritative journal covering engineering stories in Kenya and across East Africa. Log on to www.kenyaengineer.co.ke and get the latest on engineering jobs and tenders. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and join the amazing world of engineering. Kenya Engineer, demystifying engineering.